Hey, it's getting kind of late, and I have to wake up early tomorrow, so I'm going to try to make this quick. Sorry. Recently, I was commenting on a KingTheist video, and we kind of got into a discussion about possibilities of, I guess what I would call a constantly metamorphosing universe, which would be a universe that's constantly changing forms to the point where we only exist in one form of it, and so we can't actually understand what another form would be, and so we can't say anything about time. And that's actually how the conversation got started, was that he mentioned in his video that he can't believe that time could be infinite, and I started talking about how mathematically it's completely possible for something to be negatively infinite, meaning it's infinite before a point, and yet you can still reach that point. And it involves a little calculus, but a quick example, an easy to understand example, is a timeline, or a number line. And if you go to the number 1, and you pick that out of the number line, how many numbers are before that? There's an infinite number of numbers, but you can still reach 1. And there's some calculus involved as to how you determine that 1 is actually a finite point, but the basic idea is that negative infinity can exist. And so there's really nothing kind of, I guess, barring the possibility of negative eternity, which would be negatively infinite time. Between KingTheist and someone else, I believe it's UNFFWildCard, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't mean to throw your name out there if it wasn't you, but between the two of you came up with different reasons why that couldn't be possible, which is that one of you, I think it was KingTheist, who said if that was true, that time has been around forever, then and the universe has been around forever, that the light from stars would bombard the entire universe by now, because after all it's been an infinite amount of time, and the entire universe would be completely lit up. And then I think it was the other one, which, like I said, I think is UNFFWildCard, but I'm not sure, who said that the stars would actually have burned out, because eventually all stars burn out and die. That's a fact, we know that. And if there's been an infinite amount of time before now, they should have all burned out an infinite amount of time ago. They're all very good points. My proposed solution to these somewhat, I guess they would be considered paradoxes, would be that perhaps just because time exists for eternity doesn't mean that the universe as we know it existed for eternity. My idea is that perhaps the universe constantly changes form. You know, the matter that we observe may not be the only matter that has ever existed. And hence, as, you know, before this current phase of the universe, matter was different enough that maybe there weren't stars. Maybe the stars could burn forever. Maybe, you know, who knows? And I understand this is a leap of faith. Of course it is, because something like this not only can not be proven, because no matter what we observe, it's always going to be in this form of the universe, but it's also never been suggested. I thought of it as I was trying to come up with a reason why those events that should have occurred wouldn't have if time is infinite, of course, which is the universal light and all the stars burning out. So something like this is a leap of faith, but at the same time, so is believing in a God, and that just said, let there be the universe, basically. So my point is that while I'm not going to tell anyone to believe this for a fact, because even I don't, this is just something I came up with, and it's, you know, it's possible, but there's no way to show it, there's no way to find evidence for it. But the point is that there's other possibilities out there, and I encourage everyone to do what KingTheist has done, what I have done, which is look at your beliefs questioningly. Don't just accept it because that's what it is, you know? Don't accept it because they told you this is what it is, because the Bible says this. Actually question it, look into it, and determine for yourself what you think is the truth. You know, that's what I admire KingTheist for, is that he actually looked into his beliefs and looked into his religions for himself and determined that Christianity is what's good for him. And actually, his version of Christianity is very different from the majority of Christianity that you see on the internet, at least that I've seen on the internet. and I applaud him for it. So I just kind of hope everyone can realize that there are other possibilities out there. One of them is what I have said, a constantly changing universe, that the properties of matter and physics change constantly, and like I said, we would never know that because we can never observe anything outside of our own form. So that's a possibility. There's nothing saying that that's impossible. Just like there's nothing saying God is impossible. So just question your beliefs, and but let me just point this out before I get flames in my comments. When I say question your beliefs, I don't mean, say your beliefs are wrong, assume your beliefs are wrong, and then try to prove them right. I mean question them. If something in your religion doesn't seem to mesh with what you've seen, what you've experienced, doesn't seem to mesh with something else you've heard, question it. Wonder, why doesn't it work the way it should? Why doesn't it, make sense to me when it should? And find out why. That's the key question that religion and science both unite to ask, is why. Why do things work? Why are they here? Why do they disappear? And so what you have to ask is, why is this true? Or is it true? And when it comes to atheism, theism, neither side can say for sure what's definitely true. So you really have to go based on what seems right to you based on your experience. So question, question, question. Always question. Without question, there is no progress.